south of Fulton, moving a little bit northeastward, as Matt said earlier. And that warning is out there for Fulton, for Reedsville, for Mocaine, driving northeasterly there. So if you're in the path of the storm, definitely go to your safe space if you can. Definitely pack those shoes, pack those, anything you need for this storm. Go into your safe space if you can. It's the most interior room. If you have a basement, that's great. Go down there if you can. But if you do not have a basement, go into your interior room. Bring as many walls as you can between you and the storm outside. Towards the south, we talked about that Rolla storm that's just outside of our viewing area. But good news is that that tornado warning that we saw earlier for areas Montgomery City and Wellsville is going to expire for the next few minutes there. So all good news on that front. But we did just get that new severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Callaway, northeastern Osage County, and Montgomery County. Matt?
And Patrick, there's even another one as well.
Yeah, destructive is those much stronger severe thunderstorms here. That's when you could see winds greater than 80 miles an hour. And this is kind of a case of an and/or. So you can also get that baseball size hail, 2 3/4 inch size diameter there too. But the 80-mile-an-hour winds, that does trigger that wireless emergency alert on your device. That's why it's so important to have those devices on, have those alerts enabled. So, Matt? Evans over on Clark Lane, and we're seeing this. Still looks like the truck's still on their side. They've got some cranes out there, and it looks like they're going to pick it up soon. We've seen the workers climb on top of the back of the unit of the truck, latching these cables onto there. So it looks like they're working to continue opening up this road here. But still, keep that in mind if you're traveling eastbound towards St. Louis or anywhere towards east of Columbia. You're going to need an alternative route. As we're out at North Stadium past I-70, and we're really starting to see some partly covered roads here as I switch the camera around here. Now we drove further north, close by New Providence Church, up north on Route E, and we saw actually some fog there. So, well, we were on 63 on the way to Ashland, and we really saw the start of going from the snow into the mix. And right here in Ashland, we're on Broadway, and we've seen more of that mix here, and roads are still covered. We saw some plows going southbound. We saw a couple plows going back north on 63, but all here in Ashland still looking pretty much covered roads. We saw some more slick conditions on the highway, on the off ramps and on ramps. Those are completely covered. So again, if you need to go out, take your time. The phrase of this week, as I want to say, is weather whiplash. We've certainly felt it in all extremes. We've seen temperatures go down to the teens. We've seen feels like temperatures in the single digits. And now we're going to see temperatures rise back up into the 50s. As that high pressure moves to the northeast, we're going to start seeing a bit of a shift in our temperatures. We're not going to get as hot as what they're seeing in Texas and Oklahoma, but we are going to get back up into those 90s. And thanks to a bit of a wind shift, we're going to see temperatures and more humidity return here. Start to see our temperatures dip back down. This is that old Missouri weather roller coaster we get this time of year, where we get thrown all over the place. Again, weather whiplash is what we've seen today. And then we're going to see temperatures again dropping back into those 30s. Change is on the back end of this cold front. And here's where our first alert comes in here for morning wind chills ranging from 0 to -10 degrees by the start of the work week next week. So keep that in mind. Keep the shorts out for your Friday, and then bury them deep in your closet by the start of next week, as you're going to need those winter coats, hats, gloves, all types of layers if you're heading out the door on your Monday. It is going to be a weekend to remember here. We're looking at a storm mode index of 4 here in mid-Missouri. We're expecting a significant winter storm creating hazardous travel across the state. All impacts are on the board here. All threats are on the board. Snow, ice, wind, extreme cold on the back end of the system. We're looking at a wintry mix of sleet, freezing rain, and snow. So plan for hazardous travel Sunday and Monday. If you do not absolutely have to travel on Sunday, I would advise you to stay home, stay inside if possible. We're at that 1 to 2 days away from this system. We're nailing out the finer details, precise amounts, location, timing, and impacts, all of which are going to be talked about here. Now, here's a little brief look into the type and timing of this system here. For any area north of Columbia towards Moberly, you're looking at snow all across the board from Saturday night through Sunday evening. Now, south of Moberly, south of I-70, we start seeing a little bit of freezing rain, especially here in Columbia. By Saturday night, it's going to start off with some sleet and freezing drizzle. It'll convert into sleet and snow. snow, and then snow across the board by midday Sunday into Sunday evening. Again, the further south you go, the greater the threat of that freezing rain and drizzle, especially towards Lake of the Ozarks and south of there. Freezing rain from Saturday night through Sunday morning, that later conversion happening Sunday midday through Sunday evening to more snow. So here's that system off the coast of Oregon and Washington. It's going to continue pushing its way eastward here as we continue through Saturday and into Sunday. Now this evening and tomorrow, we're going to have some dry time. So if you haven't prepared for that storm yet, you have some time to take care of things, especially tomorrow morning and through the afternoon hours. We'll see cloud cover increase, and we'll start to see the system creeping from the west here towards eastward towards us here in mid-Missouri by later on into Saturday. So afternoon hours, we're looking at dry time. Again, you have some time to prepare for this system. If you need to pick up any food, any blankets, any jackets, anything you need to do, you'll have some time to do so. But as soon as that sun goes down, that's when we start seeing the first line of snow, and of course that mix happening south of Columbia here. So this is when we start seeing more of that freezing drizzle toward the south. North of Columbia, north of I-70, you're looking at more snow. That's going to continue into the overnight hours. We still see that mix happening south of Columbia, south of Jefferson City, alongside Highways 54, right alongside I-44 towards Rolla there too. That's when you could potentially still see some of that freezing drizzle mixed in there. Then it starts to convert more into snow by the afternoon on Sunday, and that's when a lot of us start seeing more of the snow through the evening hours and into Sunday morning. By dinner time, we're looking at a complete switch over to snow in there too. But as that system pushes east, we're looking at dry time by Monday morning, thankfully. So this system's going to move out by Monday morning, but it's going to leave quite a bit of snow in some areas here. Now, totals get greater the further north you go. Right alongside the I-70 corridor, 5 to 10 inches of snow. North of that, you're looking at 8 to 14 inches of snow, getting closer to Macon and Chillicothe. North of Moberly, too, you see the greater chances of getting a lot more snow. That decreases the further south you go towards Jefferson City, 4 to 8, and 1 to 4 towards the Lake of the Ozarks. But again, the further south you go, the greater impact that freezing drizzle could have here. We're looking at a glaze up to about a tenth of an inch locally alongside I-70 towards us here in Columbia, south towards Jefferson City, a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch. That increases the further south you go. It even increases even more towards I-44 corridor, even closer to Rolla there too. So if you do not absolutely have to travel on Sunday, please stay home if you can here. We're looking at our travel impact Saturday before sunset. Given the green, get the preparations done. Precip starts as early as sunset. Then we start seeing it start as a mix by Saturday night. Slick spots to quickly develop. That's going to get even worse heading into Sunday. That icy mix and snow with a transition to all snow, whiteout conditions possible too. Gusts are going to be about 30 miles an hour plus potentially, so you could have some whiteout conditions, not being able to see. Even further improves and further says to stay home if possible on Sunday. Then we start seeing a greater ability to travel by Monday. Precip ends early Monday morning. Snow-covered roads and tough travel likely in the morning. So if you can stay home in the morning, if possible, you can do so too. And on the back end of that system, it's bringing even cooler temperatures, much colder temperatures. Overnight lows getting down into the single digits by Monday. That's going to continue through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Feels like temperatures into the negative. So this system has it all. It's got snow, it's got freezing rain, sleet, and it has bitter cold on the back end. So bringing it back to tonight, looking at overnight low about 20 degrees, staying mostly cloudy. We're going to see temperatures reaching 30, dry time in the afternoon. Sunset is when we start seeing the increase in chances of seeing that winter precipitation early. Storm mode index of 4 on your Sunday, reaching the middle 20s. That moves out by Monday morning, seeing temperatures down into the teens. Overnight lows in the single digits by the start of next week.